What's up, sports bettors? Alex here, and I was going to give my typical spiel about, you got to hunt through the market for value in the NBA, but it literally looks like we have one NBA game today, Pistons Mavericks. So, what I'm going to be taking you through is just my favorite play. So, unsurprisingly, the Mavs are pretty big favorites. They're best offered at minus 275 on BetMGM. The Pistons best offered at plus 264 on Pinnacle, right? So I say this all the time, but the way that sharp sports bettors make money, and no sports book is going to teach you this. A lot of people, I had a guy email me and he said, hey, I see on FanDuel's Twitter they're marketing these crazy parlays. Are you sure this isn't how you make money? Yeah, I'm sure. Whatever a sports book is marketing to you, they're trying to make money off you. Whatever they're marketing to you is not how you want to make money. The way you make money sports betting is, number one, you recognize how are sportsbooks trying to make money off of you, which is by charging a spread called the VIG, right? You can see on Bovada, the spread is 50 cents. You can bet 100 to win 240 in profit on the Pistons, or you have to bet 290 to win 100 in profit on the Mavericks. That 50-cent difference, it's not plus 290 minus 290 or plus 240 minus 240, it's plus 240 minus 290. That 50-cent difference is the spread, it's the VIG. It's kind of like how a car dealer buys your car for 10K, they sell it for 15K. They charged a 5K spread. It's no different in sports betting. So what you want to do is remove that spread to get an indication of what would the odds be without the spread. What would the fair odds be? What would the true odds be with no VIG, no spread? So essentially, we as a sharp bettor want to look through the market and hunt for value enough to beat the VIG, beat the juice. And I say this all the time, but you don't need a million bets a night. You need 20 bets with an edge. Sportsbooks have millions of odds, right? If we look at FanDuel, just as one example, so let's ignore that college football bet I locked in. I gave that play out on Twitter. So again, you can follow me out on Twitter. I'm giving out a bunch of plays on Twitter as well. But like FanDuel for this one game, Thursday Night Football, Bills Patriots, they probably have 10,000 odds on their site. The amount of alternate points, alternate spreads you can bet, we're just on one tab. The amount of stuff you can bet is literally insane. So these sportsbooks charge the VIG. That's their business model. Charge a spread, right? Buy cars for 10,000, sell them for 15,000. That's what the sportsbooks are doing. Charging the VIG, charging the VIG, charging the VIG. So what we're looking for as a sharp bettor are those few rare betting opportunities where the bookies are actually screwing up big enough that we can beat the VIG, that we can beat the juice, right? So, how do we do that? And there are a bunch of ways you can do that. It's just finding enough value to beat the spread. It really is that simple. It doesn't matter if you're betting on the NBA, soccer, whatever. You're just looking for enough value to beat the VIG. So the play I ended up going with and absolutely demolishing for $2,200 is the Mavs minus 7. Why do I like it? Take a look at this. You'll notice, hey, Betfred has this minus 125. The Betfair Exchange, which is peer-to-peer betting, has this minus 132. And then this is the most important one, right? These two columns are the same. The odds jam column is just real-time odds from Pinnacle. Pinnacle, their real-time odds feed, is all the way down at minus 126. So Pinnacle started ripping towards the Mavericks, and I ended up locking this in, which isn't, you can see here on the money line, it makes sense. They're giving you the best price on the Pistons, so they think the Pistons should be favored, the least or least likely to win. Out of all the sports books, they're giving you the best odds on the Pistons, so they think the Pistons, are least likely to win this game compared to the rest of the sports books. And they're the sharpest bookmaker in the world. So we really care about their odds, right? They take the biggest bets. They're a very efficient betting market, a very sharp bookmaker. So we want to consider their odds, before placing any bet. Like, I can't bet on Pinnacle. It's not legal in the US. But I look at their odds as a source of information of what the line should be. So given that they're pricing this at minus 126 and we're getting it minus 110, it's an arb to Pinnacle, right? This is an arbitrage opportunity, so we know one of these plays has to be profitable. Either Pistons plus 7 at plus 113 or Mavs minus 7 at minus 110. So I'm going to end up dabbling with the Mavs minus 7, and I locked it in, right? Which you can see right here. And then if you click into the odds, it's like, yeah, they're asleep at the wheel. We're getting the Mavs minus 7, right? Every other sportsbook has the line at Mavs minus 7.5. In the sharp offshore sportsbooks, Bet Online and Pinnacle, they both have the Mavs minus 7.5 as the big favorite. Bet Online has this minus 118. They're actually more bullish, more aggressive towards the Mavs minus 7.5 than Pinnacle, who only has this minus 115. Right? So we're using all this data in the market, and especially considering these sharp offshore sportsbooks like Pinnacle and Bet Online to kind of get the sense that, yeah, Mavs minus 7.5 should be a big favorite. So being able to get Mavs minus 7 at minus 110 is clearly a play that has an edge, that beats the vig, beats the juice, and it's a play I want in my portfolio of mathematically profitable bets. I say this all the time, but I try to place, if you have been following along with this YouTube, since I started tracking profit and loss of YouTube plays, we're up 47K since September. We've had winning streaks, we've had losing streaks, but I say this all the time, you want to form your own portfolio of mathematically profitable bets, right? You want to place as many as you can. It actually reduces variance. If you play, it's like putting all your money in one stock. You wouldn't do that, right? You spread it out. You put it in different stocks or an index fund or in bonds or whatever. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's no different as a sports bettor. I want to place as many positive EV plays as I can, all with an edge, right? So this percent column is your edge or profit margin. So this bet has a profit margin of 1.78%. So 1.78% profit margin. Our stake is 2.2K. So our bet is worth $39.16. You just take your profit margin, you multiply it by your stake, and that gets you your profit margin in dollars, right? You take your edge or this percent, right? You multiply it by your stake, that's your profit margin in dollars. So, if you tried to give me a $20 bill for my bet, I tell you to screw off because my bet is worth $39.16. It's a 1.78% profit margin, and I hit it for 2.2 grand. So, anyways, regardless, ups and downs as a sports bettor. I say this all the time. We've had winning streaks, we've had losing streaks. We've been doing okay recently, but when you're betting with an edge, I say this all the time, but you're going to have losing streaks. You're going to have, hot streaks. As you can see right here, week 47, 40.3K we made in week 47, but we lost 31K in week 18. There's a lot of variance, right, when you're flipping coins with an edge. But what you're going to notice is you're going to make money over the course of the long run. You just have to be able to deal with that variance. So hopefully this video was helpful. I definitely recommend you kind of learn more about strategies for making money sports betting. We have a ton of helpful videos. I write a bunch of content. I talk a lot on Twitter, and give out plays and stuff like that. So you can feel free to follow me there, and let's make money.